The 2012 Carolina Panthers finished their season out at 7-9 and find themselves drafting 14th overall in the 2013 NFL Draft. So let's get right to them. Their main offseason goal, I believe, was to address some of their skill positions like wide receiver, cornerback, and safety. They've added some depth so far, but nobody big. Not too many big names. They've cut cornerback Chris Gamble, linebacker James Anderson, and defensive tackle Ron Edwards. As for free agency, they brought in a few guys, like I mentioned, nobody big. You've got Drayton Florence, and cornerback, on a one-year, $1 million deal. DJ Moore, cornerback, on a one-year, $715,000 deal. Mike Mitchell at safety, and Ted Ginn at wide receiver on a one-year deal there. And then for outs, people who have signed with other teams, you've got James Anderson at linebacker again, who was cut, went to the Bears. Lewis Murphy at wide receiver has signed with the Giants. Jason Phillips at linebacker has signed with the Eagles, and Gary Barnidge at tight end has signed with the Browns. Not too many big names in, not too many big names out. So the Panthers are kind of staying put, except for maybe Chris Gamble, who they cut, as well as James Anderson. But I think this is going to be a crucial draft for the Carolina Panthers. They need to hit on most of their picks. They've re-signed, let me get to re-signs before I get to the draft. They've re-signed cornerback Captain Munnerlyn, quarterback Derek Anderson, linebacker Jordan Sen, and tight end Ben Hardstock, or Hardstock, I should say. For draft needs, I think the right tackle position needs to be addressed. Wide receiver, which is interesting because you've got Brandon LaFell at your number 2 spot. The thing that you really need to address is maybe who's going to be your number 1 in the next couple of seasons after Steve Smith. He's getting older. Not sure how many more seasons he's got left in him. He can still produce for you, but who's going to be his predecessor? So we got to wait and see if they want to address a number 1 receiver in this draft, maybe take a receiver in the first round, or maybe address the receiver depth. Defensive tackle needs help. Cornerback and safety. You guys need to find your number 1 corner. Haruki Nakamura at the safety position was rough last season, so an additional safety there would help as well. Day 1 at offensive tackle, if Lane Johnson is still on the board, I believe he could be looked at. Cordarrelle Patterson, wide receiver out of Tennessee. Patterson, big name guy because he's got big play ability written all over him. Problem is, some of his wide receiver skills need to be polished, need to be worked on, his route running in particular. Patterson could be a huge upside guy if everything can come together for him. Tavon Austin, different kind of receiver, definitely a slot receiver, but it would be a solid complement with if you have Steve Smith on the outside, LaFell on the other side, and you've got a solid guy in Austin in the middle there at the slot position. Definitely explosive. He's my favorite receiver in this draft. Sylvester Williams, a defensive tackle. Sheldon Richardson, a defensive tackle. Both these guys are solid. I like Williams actually slightly more. Some people like Richardson more. Xavier Rhodes, Desmond Trufant, and Jonathan Banks all at the cornerback positions. These guys, I think one of them will be definitely taken in the top 10 to 15. I've been saying it in these previous videos. There's too much need at cornerback from teams in the top 10 to 15. With not seeing one taken would be kind of a shocker to me. And then Kenny Vaccaro at safety. I think Vaccaro could actually be a solid possibility if he is there at 14. I think top 3 names to the Panthers off the guys I just mentioned could be Kenny Vaccaro at safety, Sylvester Williams at defensive tackle, and it's going to have to come down between receiver and cornerback. Maybe not even defensive tackle. Maybe, like I've mentioned earlier, maybe Cordarrelle Patterson at receiver, Xavier Rhodes at cornerback, and Kenny Vaccaro at safety. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to narrow it down to those 3 guys for the Carolina Panthers. So let me know what you guys think, Carolina Panthers fans. Throw your comments at the bottom. I want to know what you guys think for free agency, the draft needs, all that good stuff. All in the comments below. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.